small elements of the basic responsibility of the lawmakers. And in generality, it speaks about a lot of activities on the part of the Honorable House, the 55th Party, with regards to the performance, and that is realistic. A lot of things are not being done by, and one of the key things that was encapsulated in the report that I'd like to first in-house fighting is it's a fundamental challenge. Yeah, we've been going through that a lot more, and this is causing a very serious problem. It is causing a very serious problem. Lack of oversight and many other things that were intimated have severely affected the well-being of our people, and these are very genuine issues. And I think NEMO partners are more like credible when it comes to making an empirical assessment of the working of the government. You can see that for facts. It's a realistic and it is becoming more like a normal trend, and it should be abnormal, but it's becoming more like a normal trend with the leverage of the way things happen. That is the reason why you don't see the full effect of the house of you don't see the impact. You don't basically the impact. It has been dramatized most time in London. Most time there are problems, and as I said at the other time, the only way our democracy can strive and get far more better is when we have a very good um, House of Senate and the House of Representatives. And we have a very strong House of Senate representative basically with the cardinal responsibility in ensuring that these things are forthcoming. We could do better. We could do better when people who are, cognizant of the responsibility, all right, in the driver's seat and driving uh, the other the people deputy are really working in the interest of the country. But what Lim was trying to protect is just opposing that look, we're having a lot of problem with the leverage of our performance, the overall performance of lawmakers. And this is bad for the country. This is bad for the country. Now, most time we blame the executive. Like the president, as I said the other time, like the president was elected for 6 years. Our lawmakers were elected for 6 years. Representative was elected for 6 years. Senator was elected as well. Yeah, they won the ballot. So they got equal power. They got that power to ensure that they have a full representation of our people. But it's not a case of Liberia. So that's why this report was compiled by this organization and intimating the fundamental flaw and the insensitivity of that body. That office is supposed to be there to chat codes with Liberian people, to represent constituents. Now, if you take into perspective the very like warrior district, you tend to realize that there are enormous challenges when it comes to the cardinal responsibility of the lawmakers. Even though I agree that most of our people may not understand the workings of the lawmakers, and they would want to blame in for some of the things that are not really that should not be really the responsibility. But I know for sure that these are the most crucial things that some of the most crucial things that are affecting the viability of the representation in any electoral count. If you would do a empirical or you do what we call a sampling of view as per the performance of lawmakers, you will come to realize that a lot of the districts are excuse me, left abandoned. Most of some of the things, the full representation of the people making laws and all that. Yes, the oversight and the push of bills. We don't see much coming. We don't see most of the debate trickles around the policy issues that should affect positively the growing populace in our country. That's not the case. It is all about either fighting for political power or fighting, removing, expelling somebody, or about expelling somebody, or about party interest and all that. And, and as we speak from the general all local things right now, Linda, you tend to realize that the entire House of Representatives is divided politically. Now, go back to the genesis of the crisis, uh, when the inception of this government, or the removal of that OFA, the expulsion of the Alba. If you look at how the arguments teeter around, it's not teeter around the people. Most public official will criticize the government, and then it will be the last drama we witnessed was Sheikh Mustafa Kuyate, who was very, very, very lambasting about the excesses of the government. He made a statement, and later on he somersaulted because he was accompanied by the Minister of State and said he promised to censor his statement, and he apologized. So it is a big charge when it comes to the. I will concur with Nemo Partner uh, for for that report. It's a credible report.
It's actually a
It's a
critical
credible
report.
report. Actually a fair critique of the performance of our lawmakers as well. I'll give you a chance to come in a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, Barclay, when for me, I'm not surprised about the fact that a very credible institution, NELO has been around for some time now when it comes to asserting, playing the observatory role about very, very critical components, whether be it from the executive, be it from the legislature, and be it from the judiciary, you know. But aside from the observations being made, or and also and eventually documented into a full document. But you and I have observed, and sometimes we follow very key discussion, very critical discussion that should be taken seriously. Those discussions, you know, and end up being reduced into a form at the level of the legislature. You understand? Few days ago, we witnessed a very, very insensitive deportment by some of the people in the legislature when they should be particularly concerned about a major health issue that was being debated upon. They were asking questions that automatically doesn't make sense. You understand? That automatically doesn't make sense. Instead of them concentrating on asking questions geared towards ensuring that the requisite healthcare mechanisms are instituted to safeguard the lives of the Liberian people, they were asking trivial questions. They were particularly concerned about trivial things. You understand? And even as that, when Mo Ali appeared before the House of Representatives again, instead of them asking the hard question in terms of practicalizing their oversight functionalities, the guys, there were guys who were doing rescue and all kinds of all kinds of politics. So the report from Nemo and other reports that have always come out about the legislature is not a strange thing. It is a clear demonstrations of the real issue being unfolded at the legislature or always unfolded at the legislature. I am not surprised, that NEMO as a credible institution will be raising, concern about the issues of accountability, speaking about road citizen participations in the legislative process. I am not surprised. How many of these people, when they are given constituency break, Mr. Barkley, How many of these people, when they go on constituency break, they go there to organize forum, and aim at consolidating the voices of their people on a particular issue at the level of the legislature. Some of the people that even submit report, you know, sometimes of their 6 years, their 6 years of being representative. I would have one time so they can submit report. These are things when the people are doing these things, when the people are doing these things, when they don't live up to the standards at which they're supposed to live up to. You have the media around that will consistently highlight all of these issues. So I am not surprised. And when one of the things here is that when this report comes, it doesn't even bother these guys, members of the legislature. They don't feel bothered. They don't feel bothered. In a very civilized society, in places like China, this report, I been with very conscious society, like the society, the Ghanaian society, the Gambian society. This is the kind of report that we're going to use to call for more transparency, greater transparency within the legislative branch. But in Liberia, the lawmaker will only see and will not give much credence. I think in order for our country to move forward, the legislature, which is a very cardinal branch of government, need to reposition themselves. The legislature need to reposition themselves with the clear focus of putting Liberia interests far above their, their personal interest. That is the only way to be able to drive this country forward.
Well, eh, I think the problem lies with the populace, and that's the problem. How are we vote? Many times we are not putting the right kind of people to go to the house, and that is a fundamental problem. Most time our vote, and that's time, is indicative upon the kind of people that we send to represent us. The population, people do not know how to make decisions when it comes to national leadership. Multitude of our people are always making wrong decisions on the basis of how they vote. They can vote one law, one wrong, one bad representative 3, 4 times. Our politics has been terrorized,
Obviously,
and we don't respect integrity. We don't bring if the because the society is a product of the perceptibility of the general population in our country, the way people take the psyche of the people. The next thing that is fundamentally important for us to raise here is that our people are poverty. The, the politicians are most times keeping the people vulnerable. The people are poor, and they use the financial influence to get these people elected. Now, I see some very conscious and landed individuals supporting somebody who fought below the belt to become lawmaker. Now, we don't set standards for who represent us.
obviously.
If the society was very sensitive to what it means to represent, because Lyndon, you and I put our power in one man to go and represent us. We repose our confidence to a particular individual to go and represent our interests to the House of Representatives, the House of Senate.
Mhm.
And we place our power in the wrong person to go and represent us. Automatically, it is going to have a damaging effect. And that is a keeping upon that. That is the reason why you see people, because they carry on a carefree attitude. No, they are not sensitive, and they are not sensitive about what is supposed to do. Now you spoke about report, district report, and all that. The last time I checked in District 17, I one of the representative in that district had a report, and it was chaotic
It's
because
chaotic.
people got injured severely, There was a serious altercation that ensued, and people were into disagreement. The society said it's problematic. So if you have a society that is problematic, how then can you produce people who are fully responsible to represent the interests? The Speaker of the House of Representatives, the last time went for a district report, and at that level, that was a very important event to report to your constituent. Now, what is important is that we, the constituent, we the one who the speaker, the representative, the senator, even the president. So the speaker goes to a report, and there he goes and tell the people that he his girlfriend, his girlfriend, and he goes to interview. The essence of the report is to tell them basically what have you been doing
At
for
the
a period
level
of
of,
time.
yeah, at the level of the legislature.
Besides your speaker for the district, there are fundamental challenges people are facing. Another thing is that look, our laws are bad. We are the employers for the people. We are the one who employ. eh?
Mhm.
We are the employers, and they are our employee. But look at the paradox. Our employee makes more money than the employer. We give you power. We give you power. We send you to represent. We employ you to represent us. We employ you to represent our interests. We employ you to make laws for us. Employ you for all of the laws. Everything, the budget, everything is circled around current expenditure. The size, they get the lion's share of the budget. The politicians are, and that's why we have a society where the politicians are always very important. The reason why we have a lot of poor in the country because the politicians don't us to even live better life. They live the life not better. We plug in, but we plug in. We pay the travel, we pay the office staff, we pay them, and they make more money than any other public official in the country. They makes a lot of money. They makes a lot of money. They can order the immunity and they are not doing the job. The worst part about it is that they are not even making laws for us. They are having no full representation for us. They are not using the oversight. All about them is the personal interest at the detriment of the poor people. So when Naval just opposed the report, it's not a strange thing to see the alarm. It's not a strange thing, and I don't think we should be, surprised about what's coming out of this report. Now, if you do a random assessment or random feedback, if you want to do that, you care to know that a lot of people complain about a lot of things that have not happened in the history and all that. I don't blame lawmakers for that. Then I blame like election time, the people don't know how the people do not they always look at some of the things they consider in the voting population and I was thinking, and it's because of the way because of the way we decide to do our politics and how we did it. So it's an idea that say the way you make up your bed,
How you rely on it.
yes. I don't blame long. I don't give people to a lot of our people. One district will vote for somebody, you say the man is not competent. You say the man is not competent. You say the man is corrupt, the man is morally bankrupt. You say the man has serious character deficit. But then you go and you voted for the man you voted for that individual 3 times to make law represent you. How do you think the interest of the country? How do you think the interest? Then you expect why are you fighting? You're fighting who just the few 4 night close went to the line and voted.
Voted for the same individual.
So the individual they
And,
come out and say,
and after a few months after that, they say, I
oh,
call him on the abandoned.
district. I'm calling for the abandoned district. No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't really make sense. Let me see this. We have to change our voting pattern. The tribal bigotry, tribalism, partisanship. We don't we blind our eyes to the reality. This is a society that as soon as you're about to speak the truth to somebody, you turn out to be an enemy. You say that man because of connection. People vote because of personal connection.
The personal connection.
And you say political reward is not in in heaven is on earth.
And sometimes the vote, their voting decision is, their voting decision are usually influenced on the basis of party mandate.
That's the man.
And
So as a what who have a political party done for this country? When I check and retrospect, I know that most people who are political party people are pushing for the personal comfort in government. Have they made any environment conducive for Liberians to strive and make better life? Most of the good jobs in government are appointed by the president, nominated and subsequently confirmed by the Senate. That's the worst part about it. Senate don't have a history of rejecting people, even on the basis of incompetence and all that. In fact, some of the people who are even elected are not even competent to be represented and senator. They don't. They are not. And when you say people, oh, something. Now, that was goes on as incompetent is lacking the capacity to do a specific task. If I'm asked to do a particular job, I cannot perform. You cannot perform is not is your capacity that you don't have the capacity to do certain things. So it makes you incompetent for a job. I'm already talking, and I'm presenting the show. And I come here and I perform so poorly and I'm researching my English. That all I come and just and I'm incompetent. That it makes the ability to do a work. You can make it. You can make it. You don't have that. So a lot of them we implore them. Eh? We implore them. We can talk to our employees. They are not our masters. But in an illiterate society, people say, oh, these people, you don't have the right to talk to them because they are the master, because they are honorable. How can you say that to an honorable man? Who makes a man a powerful man? Man,
the people,
and who gets
the people always has the power.
so
We gave it.
the constitution says that the power is inherited.
Yeah, Article of the Constitution say all power is inherent with the people.
That is an inalienable right. Why are we depriving ourselves to speak to public officials who fail to lay standing for what is supposed to be? They come to us and tell us, no, vote for me and I will change your lives. They come to us and tell us, say, look, if I'm elected, this is my plan. We look among all the other people that are running and choose one person to go and represent us. All we vote, and at the end of the day, all we get is betrayal. Now we come up with a report and talking about some of the things happening. What we expect them to do, they are not doing it in their interest. And instead we're going to beg them for money. The people who employ them to work for us and paying them with taxpayers' money, are you paying tax to government?
Yes, I'm paying tax.
With your small salary you make, and you pay tax to government.
Obviously,
I pay tax to government as well. So government is receiving taxes from ordinary people. And it's our taxpayer money. Let me just explain it. It's our taxpayer money that we pay that we pay the people who are in it. That is part of the revenue. If you could check the Liberia Revenue Authority (LRA) taxes, they get tax division there. People are obliged when working. People take money from your salary. No, I take the money just because they got to pay tax to government, and we pay tax to government, and we pay tax, and our taxpayer money, we get high-end taxpayer money. We are now in we pay tax to government. So the government, and it is good to pay taxes to government. It's not a bad thing. But if our public officials are not doing what they're supposed to do, they representative senator are not doing what they're supposed to do. We're paying him, you get somebody teaching a child at study class and the child is not doing well, he doesn't come to the child. And you're paying him every month. Will you continue to keep study class?
just continue.
Continue. So, but again, we go back to the voting pattern until Liberian people change their mindset, until this idiotic acceptability of sentiment. And most time, and the country is political, and everybody fight. They conflict, they quickly conflict everybody politician, and we are the challenge. They're angry because you speak about the fact. We must not speak about the fact. Then they label you as a politician or as a political person. How can you be a political person? Everybody in the country cannot be a politician. There must be somebody who must be the referee. The role we play is more like officiating the debate. I know there are some people who take side, but we can be in a society, and the gullibility of our society, the gullibility, the vulnerability, the illiterate nature of style of voting have accumulated into bad government, and not just person to support. President Baga was elected for 6 years, like the representative was elected for 6 years, senator was elected for 9 years. Can you imagine that? And are they all got a cardinal responsibility to the state. They must be working for us, but they are working for their families. They are working for their families, the children. They buy the dogs, they buy dogs from foreign country and bring it into the country. The dog eating better food than the citizen who they even represent. Can you imagine? Most time people are going to beg lawmaker because your wife gave birth, so we go to the lawmaker because they're not empowering the country, no job in the, no job, nobody advocating, no. So the people get frustrated, and they tell them, "Why do you want to?" I mean, I can you tell them, I can you tell the police you're going to build that room. You are in the House of Representatives will pay you rule, or they pretend to see the fiction rule for you. That they work to fix rule, that they whatever they're supposed to advocate for us. They're supposed to make law for us, and have a full representation. It's part of the cardinal responsibility. We need to inform the Liberian people. Well, sometimes we don't know function. We don't know the responsibility. Why they're supposed to. They're supposed to be when they want to champion the cause of a district. So they can lobby. Yes, they use that is a coin word, lobby. And people, it's not in a dictionary, lobbyistic. They use the power to lobby, lobby and push laws that will be able to create a technical college in District 13 where young people will have access to have teacher education. They can make laws that will benefit the people, make laws that will be part of the national policy plan of the agenda and ensure the laws are implemented. When people are trampling on the rights of their citizens and doing things, you are the lawmaker, you stand up for the people, you advocate for your people, and you put yourself in a condition. We put you there to represent our interests, not your personal interests. Because leadership is not about only yourself, it's about the people that you represent. But when you try to tell people the truth, it costs your mind, it costs your power, it costs everybody. They find they try to deprive you from surviving and say, because you're talking the truth, you might not get money, you should not get the society until Liberians can benefit from the state and being disingenuous to ourselves. That's the only way the country will be on the right path. But for now, I think we are, and number report is quite correct. Now, I know some lawmakers are trying and everything. In fact, if you are a good lawmaker, if you are a very good lawmaker, and you are just on your cardinal responsibility, making laws, having full representation, the people will vote you out. I know some lawmakers who are very good. And even Irish, if you go to Irish and follow the history, they are accurate. They say you don't see the lawmaker. You see the lawmaker, but the man is representing your interest in the House of Representatives. The understanding is that people will go and not people who earn money and say, yeah, yeah, your representative, throw money outside, people drink and marry me at the end of the day, nothing tangible is happening. So if you want to live your life like that, they use that means to get you attract you to them and they get the power. At the end of the day, you say, oh, the people are representing our interest. So you don't blame the people. So Leonard, as of now, I choose not to even deal with blasting lawmakers. You know who's always be dealing with?
The people.
The people. We need to sensitize our people. But how many times will we sensitize them? How some of them understand it? Some of them are the mind that be clouded with sentiment, tribal connection, or they are related. They are related to the person. or they are getting hit out. Liberian people learn to live at the mercy of Liberian people get a culture of begging. Now you're supposed to be making your own money. You know what it means that you're a man, you're begging your friend man for money because you represent it? Does it make him better than you? You don't speak the truth to the man because the man are representative. Or because the man found small job that you small money, I earn money, I cannot even take care of your family. When you deserve better, you think Liberians deserve to live below the belt and live on minimum wages at it, and then you watch it with somebody because you implore them and they get in the place, you put your life in a despicable state and you live on a salary that cannot even pay your way, cannot even pay your rent, cannot even pay your insurance. You wait which people when they're supposed to be making laws that will be able to set companies that will pay you money. The general wage bill in the country is supposed to be, you know who's supposed to set the basis for that? Now it's not a lawmaker. If we
Lawmakers.
had a report, now we had a scenario at Brother the other time when our brothers were ill treated and blah blah, they complained about the kind method against them. You think now our lawmakers supposed to get involved in that particular situation and tell we can treat our people with the foreign concession companies coming to the country. Concession, many things that affect our people in rural parts of the country, in the interior part, and our people rights and have been trampled upon and stifled in the back, and we pay these people taxpayer money. But it of because of the psyche, the mentality of the you don't blame the law because you blame the people. The people let people steal. The people love people they can defend wrong. So how? So I mean, somebody say don't pay a for like like no. Somebody say don't pay for like I don't care how long you sit down on this platform and make an advocacy and analyze and try to make sense to the intellect of this. The people never listen to. The people they are stuck up. The people that carve in the stone is stuck up in the mindset. They are unidimensional. Some of them, not all of them. I mean, I don't want to be, with general and instant generalization. The Englishman said instant generalization to please everybody in that category. Not everybody, but most of the people who complain about the insensitive nature and complain are the one. No, you will not hear the other time on one intelligent young men stand there and say we the one made a representative. Were you not part of the
I was fast.
yes. So that's the kind of society we got. People, it's a gullible society. And people are moved by the belly. They take the belly in the wheelbarrow running around and they think they can get it, can any cannot sustain them for a so to the extent that in voting time, when they say election time, tomorrow the voting day, people are prepared to go and register a politician. This is a society that is so sick. People will take him from your district for $20, put it in truck, and then go and make decisions. At the end of the day, is it they are? So the another problem. The real problem is we the Liberian. So we should not be making because if we are making better decisions, if we knew better, and we're making better decisions, we'll not be having name damning report that is so dismal about the performance of a lawmaker. Would not be complaining of we have banned this week. Would not be complaining as a banner project. Would not be complaining of many things that are happening are happening right now to us. We wouldn't be complaining about that. But because of our gullibility, because we are bureaucratic, I mean it's a corn war. We use our belly. Yeah, the men making me 200 US the other time. I mean so good. I mean so good. I make it 200 in one time in 1 year. Then say the man so good. You just a hand up. You think our lawmaker cannot make your advocacy that the lawmaker can impeach the president. If the
Obviously.
president does wrong, it is in the constitution. When the president does something that is impeachable, but instead they can impeach, they can remove the expel a fellow colleague by the executive. What we voted for, and it's because we, the citizens, do not know our own right and our importance of good living and survival. So the people, is they show me, I will tell you who you are.
One of the things that the lawmakers, specifically members of the House of Representatives, they are courageous enough to expel, a member of their own,
Yeah.
but they are unable to be, very forceful in terms of calling on the president and on very critical
No, no, they won't
issues
do
in the
that.
country.
They are,
Like,
they are susceptible to the executive.
yeah, they are susceptible. And this is why when people describe the lawmaker as a rubber stamp legislature, I think their description, mirror kinds of, the kinds of things the kinds of things they are involved with or their dealings. Because if we have a vibrant legislature, we expect the vibrancy of the legislature to call for greater transparency, to call for,
Accountability.
to call for accountability, you know, to call for, to advocate on the behalf of the Liberian people, ensuring that concessions or entities operating in our country by foreigners who have respected the laws, the labor laws of our country. Most of the entities you see in Liberia, most of the entities you see in Liberia, owned by foreign nationals, you will notice that our brothers and sisters have consistently complained to the extent that most of their outrage they have expressed, they are completely frustrated and just decide to just remain mute. Have you not heard many a times that, on the routine interaction between a Liberian citizen and the foreigner, the man that is using, we get your government in our
Yeah,
pockets?
yeah, but that's a common thing.
Because
It's common.
over the period of time, the lawmakers, the people in authority have positioned themselves in a very degrading form and manner to the extent that most of the foreign nationals do not respect them.
How many people respect
Because
you?
even when you come, you come football at the end of the day, you will succumb to their financial inducement and so forth.
And that's why when it's going to election in the country, I'm not so excited. So we have a conversation on it yesterday. So 2029 election will be called. I'm not too excited because I know that there will not be any different decision about Liberian people. Liberian people don't, the majority of the people don't know how to make decisions. They're always going by the way. They are multitude. They all let's sing this song. We sing a song from Taylor Town, you care our man, you care our fire, we will vote for you. You know, Paul, you have no Paul, we will vote for you. And all kinds of. The country is a theater act. The country looks like it's projected like a theater act, and the politicians are the one. But we are the one who empowering people. If we're not empowering politicians, if we were doing the right things, we getting the right people in the public offices, making the House of Representatives, the Senate very vibrant. But when somebody speak out, oh, everybody, when somebody speak out, stand up for the truth. And one of the men I admire of late in the Senate is Amara Kane, the Senator of Bakuru County. I think he's a courageous man. Yeah, I think he has been one person who I has stood up for something and it must be. But when you get plenty like-minded people of the same mind, and you got one good man there, it's difficult for you to even make the kind of progress you're supposed to make.
It is very difficult.
You cannot pierce through when you get like-minded people with ulterior motive,
Barclay,
seeking their political interest.
but Barclay, just look at far before. Let's just talk about, the robust nature in recent time, demonstrated by Sheikh Mustafa Kuyate, the ambassador at large.
Yeah.
And the man said the man posted on his Facebook page when he was, a few hours due to appear before the House of Representatives based on allegations he made against the folks. How, the way the man sounded on his official and verified Facebook page, I said, then I think we are headed somewhere. But I was completely flabbergasted when I heard that the man had apologized, and I saw the video.
Why is he apologizing for? He made a strong statement that was condemning So the man is a
So
coward.
nowadays, if the man before what we gather from their interaction after his apology, there is a commitment that before the man, that he affects said to, that before the man talk, that conversation, that message he wants to put out to the public will be thoroughly reviewed
Look at
by
that.
the executive.
Almost like a child.
So the man is not even patriotic, but he presented himself to be somebody
But
who is patriotic.
most of the people are like that. They scheme on the people, and that's how I bring them in leaders. Oh yeah, the man is strong. He's strong. That the man made that statement. You think the man made a statement? Who do you make a hero? Who do you make a hero? Somebody that some of the people they can be healing. Yeah. And the media tickets they go haywire. We are in a terrible time, and we are the one responsible for our own misfortune. London. We don't blame. I don't blame politicians for treating us like dogs. I blame ourselves. We are the one. We are the creator of our own problem. We need to take the destiny of the country into our hands. We need to try to bring people with moral rectitude, people who stand for the truth. We need to not see a brave person, a bold person speaking out with courage and standing by principles and integrity. We need not to see him as enemy. Our own young, some of the young people can live there, can fight you because you speak out the truth.
Honestly,
They want to stop you. They want you to survive because you're saying the truth. And the Liberian people don't like the truth. This is a society that resents the truth. If you are a truth teller, you suffer too much pain. If you are a truth teller, the people will not regard you. But if somebody who anybody can be, and as I said, anybody can be, and somebody who have a notorious record come with plenty of money today in Liberia. Liberian people cannot invest again. Even if they know that money that you're using is a criminal money.
there is absolutely no hygiene in our
No
country.
hygiene. They will jump behind you and they will take your money and they will not just take your money and eat it, but they will give you power. See, the way you draw the money that you stole and we benefit from it, go and steal from us. We elect you. We elect you. The men are good at the men, the only men that steal money, that men are the only armed robber in the country, the men are the only drugs dealer here. Let's go and vote for the man there. I don't know, man. No, it's a no bad move for that. I don't know person there. That's how the society looks. So I do not envisage in our generation that Liberia will ever get better. And I do not envisage in our generation. Honestly, when I get better, some people they can't understand English properly, they go misconstrue. And they will say somebody say the men sat on the radio and say Liberia will never get better. How better the man is, the man said the government never get. I say I don't foresee in our generation. I'm speaking and putting it in context. In our generation, I don't envisage that this country will get better in our generation because of the psychic, owing to the mentality of our people, the way we think, how we vote. Election are not so problem in the country. Oh yeah, they come in fire. It was Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government. Oh, my woman, my daughter woman. Yeah, she stayed there for a year next month. And the other people were advocating. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, they say all kinds of riffraff. At the end of the day, when she left power, the other people, they did the same thing. And then after 6 years later, Liberian City Region deteriorated. And then they removed and brought again the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf party on a Baka. And then we're going to another 6 years, and people are still complaining. The House of Representatives, the way we elect the senators and the representatives, how do we elect our people? Then we expect them, the way we create our own problem, then we expect the people to perform miracles. When you created your own misfortune, and then you are blaming, how do you blame the people when you are eating their money and you're voting on travel, relationship, you're not voting on you are not, first thing you must know the character sketch. Character sketch is a research the person. Nobody is perfect, and we don't expect anybody to be perfect. Look at the public service record. What have they done in if they are not working in public service, even where they have worked? Look at the track record. How they've been leading the people in the community, how they live with the people, what kind of impact they have been able. Everybody, not everybody, and I said it, not everybody in our House of Representatives is Senate, and even in leadership position, you got to learn about leadership. Not everybody you see in leadership position are leaders. Yeah, you know that one. Yeah. It's not everybody that you see. Everybody passing around with money. and passing around why they get a money and X, Y, Z that leaders. There are some people, they didn't get one idea of leadership. They're arrogant. There are some people who, by truly getting power, they amplify their true character. When you say you can read the heart of people, but you can look at the track record. Their record speaks volume about them. There's an adage that says the monkey cannot leave his black hand behind, right? You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So there will be a track record. But in the government, no morality,
Absolutely.
no morality. You dare don't speak about the immorality. And if people don't care about whether you immorally, you have an immoral, whether you're criminal, whether you're a drug dealer, whether you're a dead man. But then when you're dead and they say, oh, the man are drug dealer, oh, the man are criminal, oh, the man stole the money, oh, the man are X, Y, Z. Oh, you know that man history? The men are naked women who want to. So now, uh, you you set no standard for public position.
Absolutely.
Then you want to have better results in the House of Representatives. You then you start bringing the people, oh, I just really love me, can't come here. We put up for that man, and the man can't come here, set the man can't do the one. The man, but it wasn't a coercion. They coerce you to vote for a particular person. You don't have your own intellect. You don't have your medulla oblongata to sit down and analyze and think for yourself and look at the future when you vote. You don't hear the people say when you vote your future, your children future. You think you put your hand, the power in anybody. You think and you set the standard that anybody can become somebody in the country. Is that how you tend to run the country and you expect to get a better result in the country? You don't run the country on the basis of that. You don't let people on the basis of that. We should always learn to be more responsible. We learn to elect people. So, Nigerian people, let me say it to you today. One Namu can report, or Namu can report, you are the author. We are the author, and I'm not going to exclude ourselves. I'm going to speak in generality because in Nigeria, my charity can follow in private. And charity. One of the good presidents behind the country was President Topper. Even though Topper was not a private guy, but Topper was one of the presidents that was very liberal. And Liberian people don't like, I don't know what happened to you. Let me ask. Then. That's why you just joined the conversation. Welcome. Let me ask you. Why, even in, why the people, and I know that Topper calls on this country or what? No, I want to find out. Yeah, I want to find out my fellow Nigerian. Look, when you are a liberal person, you say, let's work together, my people. You come, let's work together. You hear it, so you be people center leader. You come and listen to the plan. You do it. Say that, let me get your suggestion. How can you? People will kill you. Nigerian people will kill you. They will say that man are weak men. Oh, that man weak man. They will not respect you.
Man, we already.
That man weak. I can rock a man. I can rock a man. Oh, weak man. They don't like people who will bring liberalism, will be liberal, will be able to listen to sides and be able for us to come to consolidate together. No, they want using that to start fighting. So they had to honor my Topper and how they killed President Topper. They killed the man who sent Topper down the block that touched the soil of this country. Today, we say we're moving in our generation. I never thought when I was a kid that period, because I know my family I came from. I know the school I went to. I know the people I interact. I know the gang I sit aside. You know, I never in my wildest dream ever thought that our country will return to the state where representative and senator will be the most indispensable, where politicians will be the indispensable people. Where all of these heathens that come from nowhere will come over the country and do what they want to do to our people and treat us in a demeaning and despicable manner like the way they are treating us today. And then we sit here. We are the creator. We created our own misfortune. It is how we should work, my fellow Liberians. Now I think about the country, I want to cry every day. And I don't see people understanding when you're making arguments in the interest of the people. But the fact that people do not respect our argument, because the people, when you speak to them, the people can call you and say, "Oh, you're a bad man," and all that, and the people that get money, who get money, can control the country. The bad people who get money control the country, control the media, control the country. The lawmaker, then we have a society where we create our own misfortune. I don't blame nobody for treating us the way we treat. I told somebody, I told my wife, don't go and vote this particular candidate. I said it to her. She left and said, oh, they didn't have a husband where I'm going to vote for the president I want to vote for. They family, the political family. So then she come back and say, oh, but I said, but I want to. You're like, you're a problem. He said, they didn't have a husband where business. I can go make a decision. You go, you voted. Yeah, because she came back to me and I'm all for. I said, yeah. Because when we're talking, you see, we exercise, you see the political family. And a political family, as a result of being a political, from the political family, you made a decision now. You can't control your wife, you can't use the influence. No, that political family. So let me tell you, difference. They may not me. I told my wife that if this person don't vote for this thing, the woman says she's leaving your district, she go vote, she go for the president you want to vote for. Ah, man, how will you treat the country like that? Because they have for everybody now. The other thing is, oh, Joseph Walker is the president of the country, that's agreed. But how Joseph Walker was elected is how the same way Joseph Walker on the power, Leonard, and the same way they represented the senator. In fact, the senator got 9 years in power. Do you know what it means to put your future, vote for somebody for 9 years, a power leader that he left for 9 years, 9 freaking years in power, that will not do anything in the interest of the people? Do you know why 9 years counted from your age without an achievement? You know, the main theater of the politics is the House of Senate and the House of Representatives. Lendo, what with 6 years alone? 6 years. I never had green in my beard, man, Lendo. I never had green in my beard, I never had green like this in my beard. I worked for 2 years institution in the space of 6 years. Strong FM and then the vocabulary. Look at my beard. They call premature gray hair when the stress in the country and neglect by people who you elect, representatives. We the one who created this troubling torture. This is a torture or insensitivity by ourselves. Do you blame the senator and representative? Do you blame yourself? When they were passing around, people were jumping in cars and people like cars, they die on the road because leaving the district to go for another person. We are the misfortune. We are the one, our mentality, unless we have a mental revolution, unless we can revolutionize and sit and think this abuse and mixity, political sentiment and bigotry, unless we can put these people on the pedestal, speak truth to the consciences, critically analyze and examine them, and look at our future, and look at our children's future. Now, why would be better for the country today? I must be better for the country tomorrow. I must be better for the country for John Brown's son, for Mohammed's son, for the rest of the other people's children that will be born into the country to have the immunity to the better level of the country. That's the only way our country can get better. Minus that, that's why. Lendo, we are in what we call a political quagmire. We created a quagmire. It's stagnated, it's retrogressive, it's evil. And I don't blame President Barker for that. Everything we did, anybody, a president, I don't let people like shit blame. A child that you born today, they send him in school, you face it, daddy, the teacher was sitting out behind here, that child must spank him because he's in school. You want to be an irresponsible child. Let people take responsibility of the actions. We are the one. And as I realized, ever since I realized that, I'm not going to lambast lawmaker. The other time was just talking, yeah, because I was sick of radio, and sometimes you get frustrated, you start talking all kinds of. But look, we blame ourselves. We blame ourselves. We are deceiver to ourselves. We are unamount to ourselves. I don't blame President Barker. President Barker is the president who was elected. I don't blame the senator or representative. The decision that we make is the byproduct of what we get today. If you tell the maker you feel like this, if you chose to marry the wrong woman, lucky to be say the choice I made, and you were crying. You know that song, lucky to be made, Eleno? The choice I made, mama. And he said, Mama, I found woman to marry. And at the end of the day, he said the choice I made was the wrong choice. The choices we make to make representatives, senators, the choices we make for our country to get better, the choices we make is the byproduct of the life we live in. They are working at our disposal to pay the taxpayer money to them. They are representative. I don't blame them. So, there's a lot of surprising report from NAMO. But I would like to start because it's number one on the platform for me to have a monologue. My colleagues are here with intelligence and I respect the opinion. When they tend to disagree, it's very good for the discussion. When they tend to concur, it's also very good for our intellectual discourse. So I would like to, disengage for now and allow my colleague to sit on the
I think we
floor.
have spoken a little bit about this issue. It is about time we entertain the audience participation, and you want to move over to the next talking point.
All right. So yeah, let me.
Yeah. So the number.
Let me welcome editor Emmanuel Cheregaga. What's your microphone number?
Mark 2.
Mark 2. Okay. Yes.
My headphone.
Your headphone is number 2 as well. Are you ready?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
All right, Mr. Gasway, I like your dress conspicuously. I like the tie.
Thank you.
You look like a diplomatic journalist. It's good to have you. Welcome. It's good to have you, my brother.
Oh yeah. So thank you.
But let me take the call. There are not guys to make some analysis. Probably you have a different perspective.
Maybe you could have a dissenting opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to thank you for affording the opportunity to share the platform with you and Linda. And Focus Frontline is becoming, in my assessment, the talk of the city.
All right.
The job you got to be here for Monday, Friday is a very good job. We need to continue doing this job to educate our people. Because as the fundamental pillar of journalism, you can educate, you inform before you go in.
Sorry, Mom, I'm not getting the guy on here. I don't know. Yeah, that's a piece time for the discussion.
Yeah, so that's okay. So just around 2 minutes, 37, what you just said.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but just the fact that I will also not tend to exalt the law because of any responsibility. Because the thing about it is that a lot of this misgovernance, bad governance we are experiencing, it is derived from the choices we make at the ballot box.
All right, so you got to speak to the microphone. I'll be singer in that. Okay. Yeah.
You getting me now?
Yeah, you better. I thought I had it.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
It is a design. It is not the mechanism to give our people in actual poverty to not benefit from the natural resources equitably. It is not happening in a vacuum. It is a design, it is structural. And it comes from more than 1 century ago, where a group of people, they control the resources, they directly, they control it smartly. They don't want to empower the ordinary people. And if you look at war Liberia, and this is one of the reasons the indigenous, the state school, you're talking about, where he was a labor guy, was elevating people from math to mattresses, all these kinds of things. So post-war Liberia, what we see that the indigenous are dominating the political landscape, but they are also feeling their indigenous population.
Yeah.
They are morphed into the elite politics. Yes. So what I do is that it is calculated, it is well thought of. Let me carry you to the Senate Pro Template budget, Nyamikanga budget. Okay. If you look in Nyamikanga budget, Nyamikanga got allotment in her budget for entertainment. Yeah. And she also got out for scholarship, state scholarship. Yeah. The money they got in the budget for the Senate Pro Template for entertainment, if you want to do a Hennessy or whatever, it is more than what is allotted there for scholarship. So what that tells you, I don't want to find a contradiction. It is a sketch. It is all written. It is all planned. Nobody get 9,000 in the budget for entertainment, the dream of Sangari one, but you get 5,000 there for local scholarship. Now tell me, in Grand Basel County, where she sits as senator, the Grand Basel you very carry. What is 5,000 to provide scholarship. How many young people will benefit from 5,000 scholarships?
Yeah.
So that's why when you look in the budget, more than 85% of the budget go for recurrent expenditure. We take care of these people, getting gas, getting some of them from where they were in district, they go to capital building, actually session day, 2 times the other and Tuesdays and Thursdays, the other day, community working day, we get close to $50, $60 of fuel, all the kinds of things. So people see public service attractive. They see it lucrative. So they don't go there with a mindset to serve. That's why you see at most times when they are canvassing for vote, they don't present platform. They present money. They dollarize the process.
That's why people control the money.
If you have our contesting for the district seat, and you got it out there, you got a vision, you got a platform. You tell the people, say, oh, you are my people, you're sending me there. When I get elected, in fact, I want to sign a memorandum of understanding with each community in this district. That if I get elected by this time, during this time, we'll do what we want to do for you, and it's documented. And another person that can't say, oh, my people here, maybe lawmaker, wherever you go, they get a UQ 100,000, they get a you brother out there trying to make yourself accountable to them, telling say, if you elect me, this is what I will do. Hold me by this. The way the that we can go into documentation and sign it illegal. Said more time, if I don't build a bridge to connect the community to another community, if I don't provide maybe one public school, go for me. You don't do it. Remove them around the project. So these people, the 50% of people, or these people that control our national and natural resources, they do it on purpose. It is calculated. It is calculated. They don't do it in the factory and say, oh, they don't do it. It is planned. It is planned. So for me, I also blame the other people how they go about voting, but the national responsibility rest of the policy because even during voter education, during voting time, how many money they really be in the budget to do simple voter education? That the first thing you need, it is the responsibility of the National Election Commission to do that in collaboration with central government. Because the more you educate people, what to vote for, how to vote, who to vote for, what are the barometer and the barometer, the benchmark you set to want to vote for someone as your lawmaker, the more the people will get educated. And for a matter of fact, it is happening, but it is taking a slow pace. The way people voted in 2005 on party line, when Kennedy John, we said, oh, y'all got to vote for all my lawmakers because I know when I be president, my lawmakers they got to support me. And all kind of people went in the legislature. They did not do anything. Y'all went to collect money. So that trend is changing. We have seen places like George, we are opposition politicians, have lifted people here and they get defeated. So, but we need to, spend more money, more resources in educating the people. You cannot be waiting for 20 hours or 218 hours back or 25 kg rest to give your whole life, the future of your children to one man for 6 years. 6 years. So, we need to hold them responsible too. They are responsible. It is calculated, it is well planned, it is well thought out. How many of these people, nobody cannot learn? I let them make example of my kids' woman. We put up a local people down and I like to bring people who are trapped to bring them on the spot there. So people that look at people that nobody cannot learn. You now in the Senate, you are the first female Senate member of the university. What are you doing in terms to tackle the ravaging rate of domestic violence, sexual related cases? Under Georgia New York government, we have recorded all rape cases of sexual gender-based violence in this government. Yet you have a who is a female. What is she doing? These are things you need to tackle. What is what the concern about?
Those are priorities.
I speak to you now. They are one. They are people. Everything is set on now. So that reason they went on how everything is. So these people need to be responsible.
The political theater. Why every time the poor in a movie Hollywood, I call it the industry Hollywood, where the poor people are suffering and the politicians are there making decisions.
Because
you can buy election. Jeremiah Kuhn, he went there. He told one man, put a man up, who voted. And the voted the man. They say they got a godfather, they got godfather politics and XYZ. What happened to the psyche of our people? I'm confused about that. I'm confused about that. And it's troubling for the future of this country. The never report will not be surprising many times. That's why.
But never report has not dramatically changed.
They are not cheap.
Because the thing is that you don't expect never report to change in favor of the lawmaker because these people are the legislation. They are doing the same thing over
And that's what I said. It's not surprising for you. It's what we call complex vicinity.
And now in Liberia, there is a movement, there is a negative notion emerging politicians, aspiring politicians, people who are in the community, young people who the people know them, the gathering the base who are aspiring to be lawmakers. There is a mindset and the ideology they are buying that it is preferable that you deal with the social aspects of the community than to go to the legislature and execute your three kind of responsibility. So the social aspect means somebody go
This way, get
50,000, somebody pregnant a woman and go back up.
what society is that?
Yeah, the more great you prepare upon that.
No, but I'm going to I bring red water on the road today. I will rest the red water there. Be there. I'm going to bring the whole money. Let me win the election.
That's legislation that will show that medical services are affordable and free. And you don't have to go
for representation there. So the people, no, so we can tell the people that is what you call representation. Don't stop being, you make the law in your house. That place there is there for you to make law represent. You have oversight, law making oversight. They have kind of responsibility. They're not going to come and put red on the road, and then our road here, the person can put red gear 15,000 with 5. Back a red cap, I mean, a corona when I make it all the time. And in fact, give my friend, what kind of attitude is that? Lennon, I mean, it's troubling. I get so much angry every time I discuss like this because I thought I would have been a different citizen of a different country. And to be here talking every day and we just going behind, we can open the lines, then open the lines.
0770 taking 18. 0770 taking 18 is the number to call. 0770 taking 18. 0770 taking 18 is the number to call. Call and make your import. Let's take the one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from? Good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Colum. Go ahead, Mr. Colum. Let's hear you. My brother. Yeah.
Sure.
So, we're replacing that, and we will not start this thing number. Who will bring that? That's the problem. That's the problem. Like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take this one. Let's take this one. 0770 0770 is the number to call. Let's take the one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from? 1 minute.
Good morning, man. Yeah.
Yeah, good morning.
Oh, manager, she's good. How are you, man? Exactly. Exactly.
No, 9,000, 9,000,
That's
9,000,
not 1,000 bucks.
9,000 is the Senate pro temporary.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay. Obviously.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you, man. Thank you,
Let's
Gloria.
take this
Thank you.
one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from? Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you? We are live on the program Frontline. It's good to have you, Abby.
All right. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Alvin. Thank you, Alvin.
Thank you, Alvin. Thank you again, or more than that.
Let's transfer and take another.
I'll call your name and where you calling from.
Good morning, yeah, bro. Samurai, how are you, my brother? We are fine, Sabu. Fine. Okay. Ah,
Abu Rasta.
yeah. Yeah. Don't come in there, Sabu. Don't come in there. Don't come out here. Some of you
Let's
will
take
call
this
it.
one. Hello, call your name and where you calling from, James.
Good morning to you, Leno, and good morning to
Good morning, my brother James.
I think I
What
just.
more about to say? More
More
about
about
to
this.
for looking down for you. I feel this is also one of your co-hosts here. But it's not even over there.
Emmanuel Gazwa.
Okay, Emmanuel. Okay. You people say, oh, well, the thing is booster. And Emmanuel says, the overall is the best. I just the system is portraying just right. And now this whole time when we saw simply up there, oh, one of the most important things that that these people are carrying us, they receive bribe, they suppress us, they corrupt, and you go to someone such as taking those people just for another way they think yesterday with any example whether we use it or just
But besides the job, you have to I mean, job coming to all the time. So how would I work it out? Well, let you come in. That's what those are the people you're starting to remember. Yeah.
people just complain that most people know. I mean, the looking for that. They don't know. And telling with good people. That's why you see some people out there saying so. But yeah, they can always say that the way how can I get it? These answer no in this country. But I see that they're fucking around. It's just so people don't vote for them. I mean, people is I mean, it's just people who come to the disco with dancing, the protest, these are people who we find in our legislature. This is why the country is going the way. And so, let me what? I just laugh from your color to the sun, these people, okay, you say, I mean, the woman, but you are the same person who is calling us as we are rich people.
Okay.
That's what kind of the record. So,
Thank you. Thank you. And James, Mobile City. Yeah, how are you? Oh, good morning.
They concern like brother Joseph Gurriel.
Thank you very much. No, my brother, what can make your point? What the heck? That's your friend. That is your point. What your friend said?
Well, sir, talking now.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Okay. Nah. Thank you. You have you're playing the country line. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's take another one. No, we don't have that.
Hello, kalau yang dulu guys.
Good morning. Tudo aí, Samuel Sakara Johnson, read Ikanira, Thomas Sakara. Thank you, Sakara. Let's hear you. I mean, I thought it would be in Kigali. I thought you should have been in Kigali. Yes, sir.
And everything you said is me. If I understood you very well, it is about generational practice. And a generation that refuses to understand what they want to education will never get what they want in society. In society today, let them understand. Let really die in this country because of political actors. In the name of to support individuals. But today, these very individuals today have become the factor. And today, many people say, you need these people, you need them, and say, yes, it's our Messiah. But look at our country and exactly. And what the opponent is 70 years. What is our country? This is the order to the Republic of the continent of Africa. We fought for people's independence. Look at Kigali today. What to Kigali? What to Rwanda? Look at these countries today. What to Senegal? What to Togo? People go there and say, Shafi. But yet, the state of Nigeria, you see nothing of history or a Shafi. The working people want the working there were beautiful restaurants. But our people are dying for starvation. Our people are living in destitution. Our people are dying on a daily basis of terrible disease.
Oh, Sakara step off the line. So let's take another one.
0770 13 18 0770 13 18 is the number to call and make your input. 0770 13 18 0770 13 18 is the number to call and make.
So we have to have a alternative number. I mean, we most time use orange. Let's cross over to that one.
Hello, caller. Your number where you calling from? Good morning. Your number where you calling from? Make your point.
Didn't hear any clear. Say your name, sir.
I listen to you. The topic you put is question. I want to the topic people have a discussion in the country. But we need people of this to be able to listen and learn. You know that we Many of our families originated the hustle that and we the Nigerian, we the generation that are seeing it. We're not seeing it. Look at they just sent a bill in the house for them to look at, which is the corruption bill and the bill of war and another crackle. They're not looking at it. If that bill was going to be a bill that would benefit and benefit, they have speedily start that bill. But to do that bill is in law. Which law is law because I'm thinking in the future of the situation. So this guy was just working in the law, he's supposed to pay the $50, $75. But they are not taking this law. We say, oh, let's pay the Nigerian working in the law, he's supposed to pay at least 250, 250 hours. That will benefit and I'll be able to see that. I'll be able to see all the benefits. They're not taking those, and they're making laws that will be they're making laws that will benefit themselves. Tomorrow when they come to you, go there, what will laugh, what will not get that, they will be making what.
No, thank you. Take this one. Where you calling from?
Yeah, you have to be.
Okay.
We are there. Yes, sir.
Now, the appointed policy was a dramatic change in the minds of our people. And we can say to the people of Nigeria that 2029, there will be a turn in the position of our country that Nigeria was born for and cannot continue to about the people condition of and as a people continue to listen. Thank you very much. Thanks for the
Sankara, thank you. Let's take another.
Let's take this one. 0770 taking 18. 0770 taking 18 is the number to call. Let's take this one. Hello, caller. Your name, where you call from?
Good morning, good morning to your host.
Yeah, good morning, Charles. How are you? And nice to talk, bro.
Yeah, I'm fine. And you?
I mean, I'm not too fine anyway, but thank God for life.
Yeah, that's a different aspect of welcome. Right. Okay, so basically, we have this country almost like a legislation because nothing that you have said that nothing that said, but nothing that I'm going to say again that that said. So we get in a cycle and we just keep talking because we feel our right. And one of the reasons why we still talking is because we cannot do anything about this country.
Okay.
Because Matthew doesn't say we begin to die and give them insight about things that matter. That's why about someone who can never get started on our country. And you see, about our said, our governance system, it was structured on a place that is still wrong.
Okay.
Our governance system was structured on a space that is still wrong. And with the kind of system we have, nothing will change. We just talk and keep talking. If we want change in this country, we need to talk about governance structure or system of this country. We need to press the reset button, fix everything positively and agree. And not just let's say it's fruitful, but perfect fruitful. You need to reset the button. Let ever look at our to read in 9 years of the way that they are internet state. But you still get 200 at least 4 or 5 years. You straight away with 4 years, they must be 10. Yeah. And tells you that the something that is from that is wrong. And the Bible says that foundation is destroyed. What can the righteous?
Amen.
That's why we have said that we need to foundation, we need to read, we need to under the foundation. It's not going to be beginning.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So,
So,
it's right?
yeah, 077 is the number to call or and make your input. This is the program for Frontline, the Frontline National Discussion. Let's take this one. Show this is James. Hello, call your name away.
Yeah, I mean, I think, so well, no, like, for us to, yes, president, we are, I mean, it was, this was, you're thinking on the truth, where we are, like the system. This is the reality. But then, who want to come to the table and let someone then there was some time we can get something.
Okay, Jane. Okay, prepare a line, and it's a line. I know. What about you make a you have to be brief. You have to be brief, Mama.
I thought I wanted to hear.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we get you. We get you.
Okay, so to keep it for the topic and want to bring somebody. I just wanted to just try some explanation of what you are saying. That when we all go here, we should all under the bed. That's why you might not get there. We as a black people, we don't stay for good people. And we are the cause to the middle of the whole thing. It's not just this. And that's people who have the one sit line. I guess we did. On the drama line, the political line, I guess we did a full of
Okay.
this is what we show want to be for like angels.
All right. Thank you.
You know, all of this you want to say here, the people cry, we saw what they say here today.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Mama.
Thank you, Moba.
Thank you, Mama. Again, video project for tomorrow. Tomorrow Friday, the winning version, right? And you see a lot of things tomorrow.
0770 13 0770 13 is the number to call and make your input. This is Frontline, the Frontline of National Discussion. This is where we speak about Liberia. Our focus is about the progress and development of our country, Liberia.
All right. So I don't know if I should have established contact with my man Twali in Boston. But let's cross.
Hello, caller. Your name is where you calling from? Yeah, make a point.
You have to be audible, Jerry. You sound a little low. Hey, but Jerry, hello, hello, Jerry. I don't. We're not just randomly discussing the government. My man, I'm not a politician. I don't want you to trust me. I'm not a politician. Jerry, Ain't trusting your party and your politician. For me, I'm not politician. So I don't know when you say you trust me and you don't trust me again. I don't know what you mean by that. Because yeah, because listen, I'm sorry. Listen to me. After you went to power, you're in opposition. So it was sweet for you. You were enjoying it.
Yeah.
But now you power now. So
Exactly. I mean, don't be how you people do. Because after, so Jerry,
listen, Emmanuel. Listen.
Okay, so you get to be serious with yourself. Yeah? And the issue you raise is not unique to you. Like how the general population can behave and think. At that time, as strong as it's not unique to you. Don't say as a attack. I just want to provide clarity because these are the kind of things that attack people professional integrity. At that time, you were in opposition. You were in your United Party or PDP, whatever. At that time, I strong ever because I was also a strong ever. I was a first and I know exactly what you're talking about. The same critique, the same critical analysis we are applying to the government effort, United Party government effort, that was the same parameter we're using in CC. But because that time you're in opposition, it was well with you were happy because we were critiquing the government. Today, it was on that day, you didn't go power. When the critique was critiquing CDC. You're in power today, United Party in power today, you don't trust us again as well. Because why? We're applying that same critical analysis to the you said you never again. So
but Jerry, I think it's trust me. I mean, no power, Jerry. Yeah. I will continue to see the truth.
if they get trust me,
Jerry.
077 13 18 18 is the number to call. 077 13 18. Let's take this one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah. Oh, original man, Sisi. Hey, but the one
Thank you.
Don't mind that. Don't mind that. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Master.
Thank you for your input. Yeah, a lot of call.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Your name and where you joined?
Yeah,
From where?
Freeport.
Okay, where is it?
Yeah, I'm going to say something there, I'm open. I'm with for the government. What the government is really treating the country here
No, but we provide analysis. I don't want us to shift on the conversation. We're talking about the NIMO report about the lawmakers and we've been providing analysis about it. So if everybody is not just in a random discussion about the government, we're talking about a particular branch of the government and a report. Could you speak to that? Yeah, that's why we have to guard the sanctity of the intellectual flow discussion. I don't allow people to keep the pace of our
So call the
conversation.
number.
So the number of for you to participate on the program, we need to call in 0770 131318 is the number, and if you are onto the line, you have to lower the volume of your receiver and midpoint. You're listening to Fuka Frontline on 1513, and this is for our account, the morning encyclopedia of professional broadcasting in Liberia. You have to lower the volume of your receiver if you're onto the line. Again, we'll be glad to have you. Just lower the volume. Yes, I'm also anticipating by 10 o'clock, hopefully, to establish contact with Twali Kua from the Free Liberia Movement. Twali is currently in Boston, Massachusetts, United States of America. Now, we lost the former representative of Mexican in the U.S., Representative Benjamin Swine, and we want to talk about a little bit more. Representative Benjamin Swine was involved in Liberia briefly. He came to Liberia, I can recall. Then I had an interview with him. We spoke about some of the things that were affecting Liberia, mainly about visa waiver and many other things. He had been, since he retired from politics, he still been involved in, he was still involved in the advocacy for Representative Swine is dead. He died at the age of 90 years old. So we are arranging the funeral discourse that will be announced. And I hope to have Twali Crowd to talk a little bit about maybe a eulogy of the common representative Benjamin Swan because he was associated with the struggle. He died at the age of 90, and I was taken through. I'm trying to establish contact with Boston. The funeral arrangement we have we have fleet of people going, and we are making a case for free visa to travel to Boston on this. That would be a state funeral for the former representative Mexican in the United States of America or Representative Benjamin Swine. So I'm trying to see if I can establish contact with Twali Crow by 10 o'clock, hopefully, to lay to a little light. If we can get in, I don't know the time in Boston right now, but we can get in. We will continue with our analysis on the issue that bar. You are listening to the Bastion of Truth right here on Focus Frontline. We don't have a phone. We say no phone, no friend. The truth. Now, let me say this. The Liberian people, some Liberian people are like that. But the only way to serve this country is just to be very clear about what you stand for. And I know a lot of people don't like, but there's nothing sarcastic about the government. I don't want to believe that we are climbing down. We are partners, and I always said that many times. Constructive partners with the government. That is the reason why you see we're involved with critical analysis. Critical. It's not derogatory. It's not intended to obliterate the government. We don't tend to destroy. We tend to rebuild and we tend to remind the president of his responsibility. This morning we started on the House of Representatives, and we have to take two more, and then we'll move to the next talking point. There is an application or what we call a lukumaki or a wall-to-wall fight that is currently treated by Bapuru County Senator Amara, and a very respectable and decent character, and also a statesman in the person with Josiah Jukai, trading words from words on the social media. We have to do that. But let me see if we can take two more calls at this point. And you announce we can take one or two more. We can, and we'll proceed to the next one of the program.
So let me just announce the number one more time. 070 taking 070 taking 18 is the number to call. 0770 taking 18. 0770 taking 18 is the number to call and make your input on the program. So yes, let's while we are waiting for the calls, I got a message from this director. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you can check it. If you have messages.
I already listened to the message.
Good morning, Tupac. Good morning, Albert Cornelius Barclay. Good morning to our team there in Liberia. Good morning to our beach, lovely people of Liberia. My name is Peter Estama, and I'm filming in from Accra, Ghana. Mr. Our foundation and Focal FM dedicated arrived skipping on Saturday for the 6th Module ECOWA Youth Summit. The official program started on Tuesday, which was the arrival day. Yesterday, we draw all the delegates on the tour of Ghana historical sites. We visited the academic city university to learn about their programs. Then went back to Black Star Square and ended up coming to Kuma Memorial Park to understand the history behind it. Okay. Today is the main session. Leaders from different delegations and state officials will be speaking starting at 11 a.m. Ghana time. Our CEO, Honorable Andy Lai, who sponsored this trip and is recognized internationally, will also address the summit. Our team here is doing well. The only challenge is the internet for our current location, which is why I'm saying these updates.
Okay.
So keep following the program and everything on the pages for live update coming soon. Thank you and stay tuned to the program one of our period.
Thank you very much.
I thought to is there not a possibility with carry the of the lava he was giving us? Technically,
no, backstage we know that.
Yes, I think
we have a reporter in Ghana, and he's supposed to do a live coverage. He's currently with the team. You're aware of that, Casper? You're aware that we have to.
Yeah, I'm aware. I thought I was thinking in that direction where we carry.
Yeah, if there's a possibility, possibility, but that was a very brilliant update from the executive director of the Anti-Profit Jala Foundation, Image Tamra, and yeah, is it today? Tomorrow is the real summit. Tomorrow the summit kicks off tomorrow.
Today.
All right, so it might be very busy today, and the CEO, Anti-Profit Jala, is expected to address the summit today. One of the keynote speakers.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So that's why you were suggesting we take it live. Maybe backstage we'll work it out to see who can.
Yeah, it's important.
We can work it and reflect it on our news, on our news and current affairs program. So yes, are you currently in London? Let's take the call.
Let's take this call. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
No.
Nobody caught you up, man.
No, sorry. If you tell that somebody. Come again? No, listen.
You're not even following the show.
No, listen.
We're not even following the show. We're not even talking about our opponent.
Yeah.
I mean, those are allegations. No, you can't say that. No, you're not. Sorry, we're not allowed to use our platform to kind of work out.
No, I mentioned Amara, and I said this.
You are giving an intro.
Yeah, I say Amara is a married woman, justice man, and all that. I did not go into detail to talk more about Amara. I mean, I was trying to specifically, go into what specifically ensued between Amara and Josiah Jukai.
The War of Wars.
Was a word. On the surface, I commended Amara. I said Amara is a nice guy. I don't know why I'm not happy. I'm not going to the discussion. I cannot say, oh no, I will give you a chance to speak, my brother. We you claim, oh, you have not done a research in Amara. Amara is a long time public figure who been in the media for a long time. I know him, not personally, but I know him media wise and covering events many times. In fact, when in the climax of his tenure as Minister of Finance and Development, when he was going traveling out of the country when President Salif, I was at that program when President Salif attributed her sources, all of her sources in the government to Amara. I was there. And now the business that I'm judging Amara, I'm judging Amara on the basis of some of his tenants that he have taken over time. And I thought that when somebody is taking his stance that might be in the interest of the public must be commended. Not that I'm trying to defend. I know you might have personal issues. Now, Amara is not a perfect guy. He's a politician. He cannot be a perfect guy. He may have some missteps, and you could be right if you have facts about what he's saying, if that is true, what you want to say. But it's not that I'm trying to defend anybody. You know, there are some people, yeah, you there, you have your negative. Out here, I got my negative, the attributes I have done so wrong. So some people say, yeah, Cornelius Albert Barkley has done some good thing and all that, and blah blah blah. And somebody will say, no, that man is like that and X, Y. Z. So nobody is perfect, but we're looking at the average of what you stand for and what you have done. Not that I'm trying. I know you are irritated when you hear me speak about Amara in just in a small manner. Say, oh yeah, it's a yeah. So you get you angry. I understand. I understand that very well. So let's go to the issue. Let's go to the issue. Lyndon, you want to, that's I'll give you guys a chance to provide some analysis on the war of war or the local market that have ensued between Amara and the society as well.
So I think it owes its origin to the NAMO official building program. That's the National Independent Movement for Boycott by Deputy Speaker Thomas Falai. And we talked about it, I think, Tuesday when I was here.
Yeah, we spoke about it just the other day.
We saw Josiah Jukai in that political gallery where we, NAMO, Vanilla, that was a political organization. The intent is clear. They are there to support President Boycott, second term election date. So the Director General of the Civil Service Agency, Dr. Josiah Jukai, was in that program. He was wearing, he was, we'll say, tired in the political paraphernalia. And it took the social media. We started discussing it simply because this man is on record of relieving public servant, civil servant, all that position because they were very active political activity while in the government, they were even critiquing the government. So you want to bring that kind of man under the microscope. So when we did our research, it was established that action of his society that was in violation of the code of conduct, particularly section 5, chapter 5.1, which says no public official appointed by the president should become violence over election of going political party rally. So everybody talked about it. And we read what Amara Kone said, but Amara Kone made a comparison with the former NAFA boss and Emma Gasco, where she was relieve her attorney position because people said she was a party teacher, all those kind of things about the attorney position. So Josiah Jukai came back. And I think I was very disappointed in his response. There is a tendency when people do something and they want to deviate from the topic. They want to claim that they are then politically persecuted because
that is a
diversionary tactic. So instead of him going to the nature, the ingredient, the meat of the conversation we raise against him, the issue of Amara Kone is angry, he won the party, all that kinds of things. In fact, he did not violate any law. He's not a civil servant. He's an appointee of the government. And we said, no, we didn't agree with him because it is a law. It's there. It's that section 5, 5.1 says that the political appointee has to engage in it. So they went back and forth, and he comes back to me. He responds. This is on the civil service page. It's no longer on his personal page. In quotation verbatim, he said, I remain fully focused on my national responsibilities and unwavering in my commitment to serve the Liberian people with professionalism, patriotism, humility, and dedication. And he goes on, like I tell you, No amount of political hostility or misinformation will distract me from an important working of advancing meaningful public service reforms for the benefit of our nation and its people. So now you still come back to no political hostility. What is political hostility in that?
About a reminder of the code of conduct.
That you violated the code of conduct.
That is a present violation of
That you are on record of holding other people account for similar violating the code of conduct.
And you are the same person now in
violating the
so
conduct.
what is the political compatibility about that?
So these people.
If you're going to say, oh no, I can provide a counter argument to that. I never violated the code of conduct with another article that could support him. It would have been more intellectual.
In law. I would say, oh, they made another.
Yeah.
But the only law will know that govern you. They say the National Code of Conduct for public officials.
Yeah.
And that law is a law because it has a strength Article 89 of the Constitution that gives the president, the chief executive, authority to prescribe a document that will what? That will restrict and and monitor the activity, the product, the workings of our public officials. And it is a law. And the fact that if stay with me is law, and you in that violation, you are in violation. So if you got some political protection, because the president himself was there, you appear to be one of the president's best guy, and you get that political protection, the best thing is to keep quiet. When you want to come defend it on there, you are testing our intelligence.
There is nothing to defend when you are not
then you keep then me I say to say keep quiet. Just be silent.
I mean, it's just what we call you want to exercise what we call a nearly intellectual gymnastics with any substance. It's a block.
It gets so fast with people like us.
No, but you're not surviving because logically you must be able to provide a counter argument, counter thesis to that particular thesis.
You go any law.
The law that will sustain your argument.
Yeah, you go law.
One of the ways we have given credence to Josiah's argument, if he was going to be citing, a kind of a legal foundations probably that is empowering him.
Exactly.
Then the argument was going to be, and they were coming to get that kind of intellectual wit. The man is not quoting; he's just talking randomly, and he probably doesn't know, or probably he's suspending his intelligence with respect to understanding with respect to understanding what constitutes X, Y, and Z and so forth.
And it's basically because one of the reasons is basically because most of the Unity Party hierarchy, the Nazis are calling like a bookman. I'm calling should critique that. Whenever I'm try to recruit because they succeeded in ostracizing American for the president in a circle. And the only reason they're doing it because we have ears, we got people talking to it is because according to them, American did not solve the election. They said their opposition town in the CPP, American around you doing different things. In the first round of election, American was quite a lot. We're concentrating on the Buffalo County election.
Obviously.
When you won an election before you go, so they did it well, all that kind of thing. So American should not benefit. And one thing they're forgetting is that forget about American not being here, your sets here, opposition time, critiquing job, in your political thing, in your rally. That's another side of the argument. But nobody will negate the fact that American play a very instrumental role in you winning the election.
Obviously.
Very instrumental.
All the way around, we saw how the role playing to a larger extent significantly boost up the confidence of many of the Unity Party, folks.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because the 2023 election was a kind of election characterized on data. You know what I'm saying? Electoral data. And the Unity Party, the Unity Party folks have a very strong war room. You know what I'm saying? A very strong war room. American, based on information that emanated from American war room that he established with other like-minded Unity Party people, it was instrumental to come, to providing the real information, even ahead of the official information. But the only thing about it is that the establishment of the war room now have the authority to announce those of about every other information that emanated from the war room was clearly in line with the very information being pronounced by the National Elections Commission.
Yeah, I mean,
And the party made you.
Yeah,
The way
That was when was being held.
I
don't understand. I don't understand this stuff. I don't know why is it people always having issues with many political actors are having issues with people critiquing the regime.
They want free round.
Is it that some of the criticism is not done in good faith or is done to destroy or because our politics is marred by that destructive politics? How do I see the guy? I don't see the guy as a bad guy. I think personally, and I mean, I could be wrong, but that's my personal opinion, and that's perception, right? I don't see it as a bad guy. I thought, even in the midst of the early time where he was in the government as the Minister of Finance and Development, there was a guy who, came to the fray and had some shortcomings, but I mean, did something and that was positive. He left the country, came back, and because of his capacity, at the level where the United Party was at a critical juncture, it was about to retire Joseph Walker. If you have lost the election, he was retired forever, and who have never seen the presidency. With all of the intellectual diverse, the folks from United Party had the technical ability of Amara was at a time so appropriate and timely for them. You don't have to have a longevity. You don't have long. Well, when you came, what impact you made at that juncture to have unraveled his technical ability to expose the results and was on top of things. I saw the photo where Mo Ali and Emma Stewart was at his house and he uh, just opposing the video, analyzing it, and they were celebrating in the space of that time when the president was announced, the president was announced president subsequent after the inauguration. I understood that he was very instrumental in trying to connect President Walker with some other international group in America. He Amara has got contact in the U.S. and there was this cycle to the president that would not allow him. Apparently, the sense that he might have a motive sinister. What could be sinister to them, I don't know. But in a short space of time, the marriage ended, and Amara was no longer. So he is a senator, and I respect him because of his statesmanship as a senator and been making a broader analysis on not just particularly the United Party, but on national political issues. He's been writing, and I follow his writing very well, and been reading that he's making critical stance. Now that the burden of responsibility lies with the government, so most time people direct the pendulum to the government because the government is supposed to perform exceptionally well. Now, let me say this, Lyndon and Manuel. The government that the government in power, most time the standard and the perception that the believability of a lot of Liberian people will be guys to the experience of the president and years that in power as vice president incoming, coming to the limelight is like he understands the intricacies of government and he has been widely perceived as an integral icon, vindicated from all corrupt charges in the past. And today, he's the president of the country. Many people who would hide on the moral compass highly that there will be an exceptional leadership from him. And when things start voting, I'm not saying he's not doing well. I must admit that the President Parker, have done since he came, he is trying to do some things. But to a larger extent, there are some very key issues that are still yet stuck up and have not made progress and seems to be overwhelming him. And some of the things will be attributed because of the inner cycle and certain people within the chemistry of the authority are taking place and don't want certain things to happen. Credential wise, it falls on the repetition of president and the government. And some of these things that people see visual cycle that are happening in the past government that we were very strong about, and then on even on the own platform, we were never a coward. We stood firm and spoke out. The records are there and hoping. And some of the very same things are happening today. So I don't think Amara stands with Jukai, going back to the Jukai issue, was a bad issue. Let's go back to what Amara has had issues with Jukai because Jukai, no one will come with equity, but obviously come with clean hands.
All purchase.
Yeah. So you cannot be the guy who have had reprimanding people because of violations, the government violating the code of conduct, and Emma Glasgow was a political casualty because according to what we heard that she was wearing party paraphernalia and all the things she was
You saw allegedly financing.
yeah and all that and then you come to the late light and a while ago he was on record of amazing some young guys at the Malibu City Corporation for bullying the government while they're in the government and it's a conflict of interest and you were thrown out. We are not even in campaign time. The president is still yet to deliver, unravel his deliverables. Some of the key things that should be delivered to the electorate. We have not reached the campaign period. I heard Representative Fala, Speaker Fala saying we campaign, and which is far from reality. We are not even campaign time. The man who had a civil service agency, who knows that he called a shot many times, wearing a political regalia, uh, and to go to that program was highly a breaking violation of the Code of Conduct Article 5, right?
Well,
Now he comes back after being liked by the public and a fellow statesman who's a senator comes and write critically about that and try to remind them about the excesses and what they did to the past regime. He comes back to give a counter thesis to his argument, but he created a thesis with a lot of holes in it. It's flawed by logic. It has no intellectual or counter argument to read it. It's just mesmerizing without any supportive argument or citation of any law within the code of conduct. And all he does is to mesmerize beautifully politically decorated words without any sustenance of legal reliance or quoting any legal reliance aspect of the code of conduct. How can Amara be a bad man in this? Who's supposed to be bad man in this? You see, I know Amara is a public official we care and we have to deal with Amara. But for now, we can't deal with Amara because Amara is on point. The man who is not on point, who is being what we call the football committee that got terminated, being dispossessed itself, is your man decide to cry. He dispossessed itself because that possession he should have had as a public official and a referee put him in the he dispossessed himself by wearing and conflicted himself by wearing a party paraphernalia, which is absolutely erroneous.
I think to a larger extent that
There's no way we can sugarcoat it.
yeah, there is absolutely no way to sugarcoat it and no way to be romantic about what he did. It was completely wrong. Josiah Joker should be conspicuously aware of the code of conduct that govern officials and so forth. His argument without even citing legal principles, without even citing legal instrument, it does not even have any merit. It cannot suffice in by then. Josiah Joker was completely overwhelmed by the celebration. That mood he was in made him to automatically suspend his intelligence.
But
So you forgot about the entire provision, the casual register that has to do with how public officials are supposed to conduct themselves. You
he should resign by now.
He should resign.
Yeah, that is what we call,
because that was the same, that was the same legal foundation he used to relieve several other people from their positions.
Exactly. And then you said it's very sound.
And unfortunately for Nigeria, there's not a precedent.
There was,
So you know that
Yeah.
for all because there's nothing now we can put you say, hey, friend John Brad did it. Yes,
But you set a record. He needs to set a record.
Yeah, but yeah.
For the sake of
set that record. But if you say, well, precedent, you get a precedent. So there is a culture of impunity for public officials who feel they can break the law and people will protect them. I gave you a case in study. Granny Samunga was indicted for expending the AFL money now on a private fund. We took money from a salary, they already paid it, so they keep it somewhere for contingency. That money was on the counter for. He linked it to the commander in chief, or the president gave all the kinds of things. He got it indicted, he went to the court, the lower court found him guilty, he sought an appeal to the Supreme Court. When he went to the Supreme Court to tell how they can protect each other. The Supreme Court referred the lower court ruling, but the Supreme Court added an addendum say they will not go to jail, they will give any time for so they can be able to pay the money. So they were protecting the system. That's what I'm talking about, the system. It is an organized system. The system now was protecting one of their own from going to South Beach. So the court said, okay, yeah, who know is a jail team, but they will get in time to be able to pay the money so they can save it from all that jail. Then the president himself, the former president himself, gave him immunity. They will remember not go to jail. But that's a system. I said to you from the beginning, it is a system that they protect themselves. Not many people there. There are people in Georgia government who committed economic crime here. When United Party came together, they went to the table and the sound people said, yeah, me and you joy for your own people there, forget about me. They told people, the money piercing was at the port, she was linked with serious yeah. From FPIC, she went to serious economic crime or already did. Resign peacefully and
compromise.
Yeah, compromise. So that is the compromise. They protect each other. Don't mind it.
Hey, man.
They protect each other.
Yeah, that's it. And so it's bad for
they can protect each other.
And I mean, it's very unfortunate, and that's why we find ourselves in a society like this.
So for me, the best thing for Josiah Chuka was there for you to remain silent. You don't talk.
I think considering the alarming nature of the debate and so forth, given the fact that the man, there's no way you can go, you go left, you go right. The only thing I think Josiah Chuka needs to do is to apologize. You understand? But I think
you say that's what the member resign. They may say the members apologize. I say the member go, the member resign. The member resign. But let's ask the public. What do they think? Do they think Josiah Chuka should resign? Do they think that Josiah just should remain silent? We got a few more minutes. What do they think? Or do they think that he has done no wrong?
Yeah.
That's the number let's hear.
0770 I think we have the first caller on the line. Bishop is the first person here. Hello, caller, your name, where you calling from?
Good morning, my sister Patient. How are you? Okay, Patience. So you should resign, right? So you should resign or you should remain quiet?
Or you should apologize.
You should apologize. Okay. No, but thank you, Pedro. Should he resign? Should he remain quiet? Or should he
Apologize.
Apologize. Three options.
Or
Hello,
remain?
call your name and where you calling from?
Once again, Barclay.
Yeah. Baba.
Yeah.
Mama, are you there?
No, Baba sleep off. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
wait.
Are you getting me?
Yeah, we getting you.
Okay. I said, that's the same thing we are just saying. We are in a vicious cycle, and people will just like to speak things. And when it's the ordinary man, they will use the law, but when it comes after them, they want to believe that they are the police educated. Same thing around. I mean, like you might not just say, because
Okay, you keep silent.
nothing you can say here.
Okay.
Thank you.
You already made your point. Keep
Oh, yeah, well, sleep is
Yeah.
there.
That's
There's
okay.
nothing wrong with it. Let's take it.
Hello, caller, your name and where you calling from?
Yeah. Madam Pedroba, to decide your car remain there, should he apologize? Should he resign? Or should he keep quiet? Ah, okay. Thank you, Madam Pedroba.
The Omar calling for the members with 077 13 13 18 0770 13 18 0770 13 18. What do you make of Josiah Jokai, the boatman recently at the Nembos unveiling ceremony? 0770 13 13 18 0770 13 13 18. Number to call and make your input.
So, should he resign? Kato says he should keep quiet. Then don't say, oh, the man should apologize. I say, let him resign. Yeah, but let's take a call.
Hello, caller, your name and where you calling from?
Good morning. Last time. Go ahead, let's hear you, Alex. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Person say issue. One person say resign. The other person say
Yeah, the other person says the man will fire the man.
one person say never get
Yeah. 0770 13 13 18 0770 13 13 is the number to call.
That's right. I mean,
Call and make your input. We still have a minute in our a little time in our favor.
yeah, I want you to see if you can read some of the comments.
Okay.
If you can read some of the comments. I mean, to motivate the guys. I mean, as the pictures are rolling on the screen,
Okay.
but that would just be comment and it came and it disappeared. So you can read some of it. It's 20 minutes. We have limited time.
So we have next Google. We say I'm watching from Logan Town District 15. We have Ruben Connor. I'm following. We have Miracle Masalis. I'm watching from Batley Fatway. Yeah, we have Mobile F Owning. I'm following from Battlefield Estate. We have Ambassador Welton Morgan. I'm following from Johnsonville Wrestling Vice Chairman or Welfare, Regular Intellectual Militant. That's why he posted on the live here. Okay, yeah, so let's announce the number again. 0770 taking 18. 0770 taking 18. What do you make of the fire? Should he resign? Should he be fired? Should he apologize? What do you make? The number to call is 0770 taking 18 is the number to call. 0770 taking 18 is the number to call. Call and make your import.
All right, yeah. And so that's it. And with the Amara issue, I know a lot of you have had. I mean, the guy who called was angry. So, oh, you prison Amara. You prison Amara. Amara is a bad man. And all that. I wanted him to call so he can actually. But let's cross over and take that call. Let's take that call.
Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Francis Daniel, calling you from Chicken to Patrick, Ghana.
Where, Francis? Let's see.
Yeah, Josiah Joker should resign immediately because if you resign, protect the government to give the government a good message. You know, says that if he will be there, then the president fire him. It will our record against him tomorrow.
Okay.
But if he resign, we give the government and the party a good image.
Thank you very much. Two person and go for resignation, right?
Resignation, yeah.
Let's take another one.
Let's take this one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Hello.
Yeah.
Calling from where? What's the name?
What's the name?
I'm Morris.
All right.
Where-
Make a point, make a
where-
point. All right.
All right, the ministry resign, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
0770.
we got three presidents now.
Yeah,
Say-
three presidents pushing for his resignation. 0770 taking 18. Let's take this one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, Idrissa, how are you? Happy belated Eid al-Fitr. Yeah, let's hear you.
Resignation, dismissal, and apology. Which one you prefer for Josiah Joker? Yeah. Yeah. Good morning, Chief.
No, I beg you.
Man, just do what you should.
Yeah, don't go. Yeah, should you resign? I beg you, no time.
Just question. My man. That won't be on the line. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Alasura, calling from Kingston.
Well, let's say, should he resign? Should he remain quiet or apologize?
This man needs to be fired.
You need to be fired. This place.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is it. Okay, 0770 taking 18. 0770 taking 18 is the number to call. 0770. Let's take this one. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Patrick Long, calling from Market.
Resigned, dismissal, and apology. Which one you prefer for Josiah Joker?
I prefer for me to apologize because when you wrong somebody, when you wrong people, you have to apologize to see the wrongdoing.
Okay, all right.
But the guy is not saying he's wrong. The guy is defending.
The man is defending.
Even though,
All right.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. All right, thank you, man. All right, thank you. 0770. Let's take three more, and then we call it a day on today. 0770 taking 18. 0770 taking 18 is the number to call. 0770 taking 18. 0770 taking 18 is the number to call. call and make your input on the program. Focus frontline of national discussion. This is where we champion the issues of a Liberia priority.
And sorry, I cannot initially announce that we should have had a conversation with I feel Liberia movement in Boston, Massachusetts. I've been trying to access an effort to get Twali Crow from Boston to have a little eulogy on the foreign representative Swine who have had a long history of working with Liberia, but unfortunately, we could not connect with Twali in Boston, and so that's very sad thing. So next month is the World Cup, and
Yeah,
World Cup, and next month is the World Cup.
let's take this one. Hello, caller. You don't know where you're calling from.
Yeah.
Adrisa, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what a
Okay. All right. Mhm.
Because the foreigners, that's why the guy at Andre is trying to be vomiting out to the men. The head of
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We don't have time. We don't have time. Thank you very much. We don't have time. Last word from your end. We gotta
Yeah,
go.
so yes, on this note, this is how we choose to run down the curtain. It was nice. I always appreciate the fight the Liberians. I always call in to give their view. But most of the issues we talk about, and to be honest, I believe that we can continue to talk about Liberia's progress and so forth. Thank you.
Thank you, Landon. Thank you. Even though it was a very, tense moment in the morning there, I'm not too well, but I have to fight to come. And we did the show together successfully. We climax in this edition tomorrow. Is the weekend version of the program, Focus Frontline on 105. And thanks to Mohammed Khan. Mohammed was very instrumental for the first time. Mohammed, he was able to do his technical gymnastics. He explored technical gymnastics to get the program live on, even though we came on late, but when he came, he was able to justify his son. It's justified what he made, but he did a very good job to get us on. So, Mohammed, like, it's good to commend somebody when he does what is good in the public. When they go about doing the wrong thing, caught and silent, he's telling them what he did is wrong and all that. But I think he did a very tremendous job this morning. He was able to he was set to school and he's a very smart young man. I would thank him for that. Well, so yeah, on a notice, I would like to wind on the curtains on today's edition of the program. Thanks to all of you who follow us by way of Focus Frontline and that's Focus Frontline, Focus Television online, and all of you for following. Thanks to the chief executive who was doing a lot of wonderful job. Technically, I see, I've been told that he's doing a lot of technical job with the whole system to give us the kind of coverage and our quality when it comes to the technicality or technology. My name is Albert Canadius Barclay. Hopefully, I might have a Twali maybe on tomorrow or so. Thank you for your listening, and all of you who made please in the comments. My name is Albert Cornelius Barclay, and I want to wish you a wonderful Thursday from Monrovia. Goodbye.